Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we finished stages 7 and 8 of the Lacan Majoris invasion for stage 6, and now we're on to 9 and 10, so the end.
You are expected to mark a bunker for an aerial strike. The target is reinforced by anti-aircraft artillery, so you must take out the foot soldiers and guns first, then finish the bunker. All this, taking it in stride single-handedly. Oh, the seemingly pointless intrigues of the Holy Ordo.
Yeah, having figured out that kind of wombo combo of time slow plus the twin beams from the melta pistols, I feel confident, but seeing that plus 200% damage suffered is really intimidating. You know, I don't care how good my combo is, there's always a part of me that's just like, that's a lot of damage to suddenly take. Especially to 78% of my damage is getting reduced. I mean, look at that. 38 damage per hit on Chaos Spawn. Those are garbage enemies. That's trash mobs. And I am struggling to finish them off. Luckily, the AI seems to have almost bugged itself. At least the pathfinding has. So for the time being, I will abuse that. I reworked my inoculator to give me damage reduction when I pop it, so it's like a 10% supreme damage reduction. It's definitely not great, but it's damage reduction I didn't have prior, so I will take it. Yeah, this time slow is going to be the name of the game here. There's just no other way around it. I'm just worried what the last fight's going to be. I had said it before, I don't want it to be some absolute hell on earth scenario like end of stage 5, but I get the feeling that's what it's going to be.
Keep going.
I'll probably switch off the sniping refreshing kills, or refreshing off snipes, because it's not helping me here. I can barely scrape together sniping unless it's like this. And this is just not that good of a bit to be working on here. I mean, look at that. Barely hurt him, so I'll have to trade off it when I can, because it's not working out. I gotta find, I'm probably gonna take the respawn, as much as I don't like it, because it means I get 4 allowed deaths. Well, it's still 3 allowed deaths, it just doesn't count as a death when I die the first time. But I feel like that's my only option, because maybe removing the dots count as a blind? But even then, that's useful against large numbers. Between missions, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to sort this out. Boy, I love when Chaos Spawn get in the way. Fine, we'll just do this then. It's a waste, because these guys go down super easy, but if I can't get the kill I need, I'm just gonna pop it. It's just on a cooldown, and I can get it off cooldown when need be. Nope, can't even hide behind cover. Yeah, I really need to see what blind does, because these guys are still hitting real hard for being blinded. Unless blind just like cuts the number of attacks in half, which I could definitely see being the case. I'm just gonna slowly creep on up. Second I can highlight somebody.
Loading.
Shoot and fall back. It's the most cowardly way of playing, but it's the only way that's gonna get me through this.
I slay in thy name.
I think this is a commander, because it looked like turrets. Yeah, that's a Reborn War Master. You know what? Since I'm doing it to everybody, you're a high-end guy, you get the slowdown treatment. There's a lot of areas where that bunker could be.
One less target to worry about. Keep going.
Alright, all you idiots, bunch up. Yeah, it's another group of gobblers. I was really hoping it was just gonna be Chaos Spawn. Alright, so this is another one where I'm gonna have to time warp. At least they're all melee, that's the one upside. Because even with a leap, that's still very doable.
Loading!
And they're not moving. We're moving very little. Got a kill. Got a second kill. Should get maybe 2 more. Got 1. Yeah, the trauma stacks I'm able to land aren't great, but they're at least, I think, like a 10% per stack debuff of damage.
Kill
Or, like,
confirmed.
vulnerability.
Target offline.
Can't go that way unless I really want to face that. Whatever it is, probably maybe a psyker. Like, that's the big thing too, is facing the villains wouldn't be bad, but if it's the wrong kind, if they're throwing triple grenades and summoning, you know, 3 copies of themselves, I'm gonna die. You know, I have no counter. Fall back only works so much, and I can only bait enemies for so long because my resources are finite. And if I can just keep baiting guys one at a time, this is fine. It's just tedious. But he has someone who has a gun coming to back him up. Alright. Time to cheese the fight then. One thing that kind of sucks too is a lot of the passives for the assassin are like, oh, you get better, you know, dodge. And I'm like, I don't care about my dodge, if I'm being completely honest. I use dodge when I'm bored, or the one time when I actually was using it to escape a bunch of gunfire. Outside of that, it's not that good. It's not like I get, you know, a second of invulnerability upon use. If I was able to get, you know, free invuln, sure, I would care a ton. But it wouldn't be as dirt cheap in terms of energy as it is. They absolutely couldn't do that because it would be too useful. Okay, so we can... let's peek this guy. Yeah, no, I'm not... We'll wait. I'm stupid, I probably shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna charge him and get him. Yep. I knew he was gonna pull that. Look at that health. Yep, and he's the triple grenade throwy kind of guy. I guess my hope is that I can wait him out, not miss my shots like an idiot. That's one problem I have too, is the mines. The mines have such a narrow or like short range that I can't even preemptively throw them half the time. Or they do that and their grenades set them off. still have a lot of time on my cooldowns. Yeah, the damage. I get it. I'm dealing a quarter of my effective damage, but man, it's rough. I got that one low. That's a good thing, at least. And let's push in. Go for a kill, if possible. Come on, somebody drop. Yes, got him. I'll take the Psalm. You know, I only have the one Archaeotech Psalm, so it's worthwhile. I'm just hoping this didn't screw me. Burning resources that I don't have a ton of. Because the biggest thing, too, is, even though, yeah, I have 5 inoculators, I have to stay alive between uses. I can have all the inoculators in the world, but if I die between their use, then it does me no good. Thankfully, with him suppressed, now he shouldn't attack as much and might stagger a bit. I hated that I had to burn a medkit, but there's medkits up here. Yeah, free refill on that.
Loading.
Okay, so it looks like it's probably just like Ravager or whatever. Like, yeah, it's one of the the captain types. Yeah, that guy's not a threat. Hell, that turret gives me a easy target to hit with poison darts. Unless, of course, the game decides to shoot at the one through a wall. And I can't call in my mines, because if it screws up the bunker, I have to do every fight over again. I honestly don't know how I would do with these as the Tech Adept. Because your summons tend to just run ahead, and they are not tanky. You know, it's not like Diablo 3 where your undead are effectively invincible. Actually, I think they are invincible, because I've never had them die before. And then you can just get the ring that gives you 2 of the big abominations, and then make as many dogs as you want. Get a bunch of dogs, and then you've effectively got so many meat shields you don't get attacked, and you heal off the dog attacks, and you don't get any of that fun stuff here. Tech Adept gets very little, and the buff turrets and stuff are so limited in their use, I feel.
Completed. Great work down there. Is it heresy to think that these hostiles were a bit out of your league? Okay, a demonic incursion.
cooldown recovery and class resource are increased by 25%. Okay. So I have to rethink this. That's not going to be worthwhile here. Already have it. I mean, the heat sinks might be the way. 45% heat damage bonus. "25 HP regen per second for 10 seconds on kill." The thing is, the guys that I'm fighting, if they're gonna take me down, I don't get kills. Not taking a hit to my HP, not taking critical hit reduction. Damage reflect, maybe? But it's only a 12% chance. Supreme critical hit chance and critical hit strength against debuffs. Yeah, we're gonna run it. Because here's my logic. I deal a ton of debuffs. So if I can get even a couple debuffs, I'm instantly getting those bonuses. And then I can deal a ton more damage.
The agents of the ruinous powers created warp rifts in the area. We have to seal these gates, or we will face a demonic incursion, and we're both aware of the consequences.
Yeah, I think this might be the way. I think this might be it. And what's nice is I like the Warzone maps because they're a good amount of maneuverability afforded to me. Plague Marines, they're a little bit of a bear. Guys, give me a second, I need to get off cooldown here. So hopefully this works, because I don't think I can change those perks on the fly. I mean, raw damage when debuffed might have been a better option, but I'd get HP back when I crit. So if I can just crit enemies, that's free HP. And that's my train of thought here. Even if the crits are terrible, which they seem to be actually pretty solid, it's healing. I can dump a ton of shots, I can keep a lot of dot stacks going. I can do stuff like that. And like I said, when they're debuffed, well, I stack like 8-10 debuffs at a time. So I'm guaranteed they have the debuff to allow me to do this. Alright, we're gonna sweep this way. Here's my plan of attack here. We hit the one on the far right, loop up to the one up top, and then come in to hit the one on the left. And I'm thinking too, when I have to freeze time and hit a guy with the melta pistols, that's a lot of continuous hits. And that's a lot of chances for a crit, a lot of chances for a heal. I could, actually, as I said, I could even show it here, but nah, he's already dead. Okay, so we have a Psyker there. I want to make sure she's alone. Looks to be so. Oh, I didn't even use the right ability. Yeah, see? The yellow one's already getting some crits, which is easy heals. Dead. It's almost tempting to remove the dots blind just for the extra damage on debuffed enemies. I don't know, I keep hemming and hawing it. If we have another stage, I'm definitely going to do it, because at that point I just need more damage. I wish I had something like the grav rifle. I know I can get grav pistols, but they're not nearly as good. Because that AoE would be perfect, especially in this little choke point here. Knock out all the enemies in one swoop. Quick throw mines.
Perhaps we can save the day after all.
That's one gate. That's good.
Loading.
Ah, there's our next little challenge. We'll bait him further back so I can close in. Unless he's gonna pull that, then I'm forced to fall back. I mean, he's low health already, which is a good sign. I've almost got him out of suppression, and he's dead. No death blast, not bad either. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. This definitely is not the, well, like, snipe build people spoke of. I've yet to actually see what the sniping build was consisting of. Because I really want to know if it used an Exodus rifle. Because it's the only rifle that makes sense to try to get a bunch of one-hit kills off of. I know I'm getting ambitious jumping at every, little group here, but I think I can take them. As long as I can handle psychers, the only thing that I'm concerned about, because I was getting ahead of myself, is if for some reason they have a Sentinel or a Lehman Russ. I doubt they do. But if they did, that would be my one subject for concern.
Off with you.
But now that I say that, I don't even think the vehicles would be a challenge, because the Lehman Russ takes a real long time to fire its main gun, and in that time I can evade.
Loading.
The Sentinel, its weapons, the rocket launcher takes a while, so it's less of a concern to me. And that's really it. Those are the only two things, and honestly, if you circle strafe a Lehman Russ, it will never hit you. At least it shouldn't. I will not say never, because there's always a chance someone will screw it up and blame me. It should never hit you. There are chances, depending on how close you are, how far you are, what you're doing, and just how the game feels that day. I need to push on, because chewing these guys will take forever. Go, go, go! Come on. Taking a lot of damage that I shouldn't be taking. Ah, the warp gate's almost down.
One less gateway into the
Another
madness.
gate down. We just have the one. Man, I really don't get what happened last stage, where we had the insane amount of invasion. Like, not even invasion, just enemies in that one fight. I swear it was at least like 4 times the amount you see anywhere else. That was like Tyranid level spawns. The only way to describe them would be to use Morbo from Futurama. Belligerent and numerous. And now that I think about it, this works out really well, because that damage penalty I would take when using other abilities doesn't come into play here. Because if it's like, oh, the enemy resists physical, well, I can use my melt weapons. Oh, if they resist heat, well, I can use my physical weapons. Wow, that grenade just flattened me. Okay, so 1 death. Wanted this to be a clean run, but if I have to die once, I will accept it. Aha! She just instantly died. It's like she backed up and tripped over a rock. No, that melt-a-gun might be worth it. Actually, no, it's a melt-a-gun, not a melt-a-pistol. Yeah, it might be worth it. I won't sit here and say I'm above the possibility of using just a straight melt-a-gun. It could be good. What? Oh. Oh no, you summoned 5 floating mines. Whatever will I do? Alright, gobblers, group up. Oh, it's gobblers and nurglings. Well, isn't that special? Man, I haven't had a good challenge like this in a while. It feels like my encounters have been either overly easy or, you know, just this right level of challenge. It's not something where, you know, my own hubris gets me where I'm like, oh yeah, I can put all these tarot cards on the difficulty and make it absolutely insane and I die in 2 hits, like I usually do when doing intel or anything.
Reloading.
Yeah, so this is 6 levels over me. All the little, like, they're almost anti-tank traps, but the layered or angled spear makes me think of like anti-cavalry. Like how you'd have guys brace or set up wood spikes to prevent horses from charging archers. And
We were on the verge of a cataclysm, but the day is saved.
ooh,
It's
there's a
time
chest.
to open a bottle of Amasec. You deserve it.
Time to go back to the ship and pop open a 40 of Old English. Nah, it's an enrage though. I don't like that. Everything else, yeah, it's pretty meh. And there is a stage 7. But I'm going to call it here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.